Hassler's RV Park. If you drive through Quartzsite, especially at night, you can't miss this place. And honestly, that's the reason I picked this place to stay at. So what you're going to see here is what we saw staying at the park. The dogs and I, we've been living in this travel trailer for almost 4 years now, full time, boondocking pretty much every night, which means we generate our own electricity with the solar panels on the roof. I collect and transport all my water. I can carry about 60 gallons between the truck and the trailer. And I only go into town every couple of weeks usually. So most of our videos you're going to see we're in the outdoors, adventuring and exploring, and mostly just me hiking around with the dogs. We're not used to being in town or in places with hookups, but what happened was I was in Quartzsite boondocking out in the LTVA area. I started having truck problems, so I needed to get my truck repaired. And you can go back and watch those videos. There'll be links to those down in the description. So I needed to get my truck repaired, and it was getting hot. It was getting really hot. It was the end of the season when everybody's pretty much gone. Most of the travelers are gone because the heat is just getting up there. And I have my dogs with me. So I decided to stay at an RV park in town. And there's a lot in Quartzsite to choose from. And I decided I would stay at Hassler's. And this place turned out to be really, really cool. There's a little dog park there that was kind of silly for my dogs because they're pretty big and they're used to running around. But it was nice to have a little place where they could go do their thing. And they played with a couple other dogs in there. So they actually liked that part of the RV park. The ground in the daytime was so hot that we really couldn't even get out of the trailer and walk around just because it's so hot. You know, once it's over 90 degrees, the gravel in the lot there gets too hot for the dog's paws. Most of the people there at this time of year live there. They live there year round. And I met some really, really nice people, and it felt actually really safe. And the cost was very reasonable. It was like 20 bucks a night because I paid for a week ahead of time. So it was only 140 bucks for a week. Plus you have to pay electricity. This RV park is special because it's called Hassler's Mechanical Zoo and like land of 10,000 horseshoes. And there's these sculptures everywhere and they're lit up at night. In the daytime, they're really, really neat to look at. And what I noticed was, and you might notice as you're looking at these images now, that each of the sculptures has like a joke or two, like some humor going on within the sculpture. And some of the sculptures are they're kind of laid out in a way so they're kind of interacting with each other. So it's more unique than just like, oh, here's just a sculpture of a horse made out of horseshoes. What you see at night, it's really neat to be camped there. Now, the truth is, like, the place is kind of, you know, it's not necessarily really well kept up. Even the sculptures, like a lot of them aren't lit up anymore. Some of them are kind of falling apart, but most of them are pretty well put together. The sad thing is that they're not all lit up. The funny thing is they're all lit up in the daytime, but you can't tell because it's so bright out. But as soon as the sun goes down, then the place is just glows with just these crazy looking sculptures and cool colors, really cool colors. My time there at Hassler's was actually really awesome. I met some really, really nice, friendly people. I actually learned a lot about the area just by staying there and talking with the people. So it was a cool experience, you know, for me and the dogs to kind of go from boondocking to living in an RV park where actually people do live, like people live in Quartzsite there. I would absolutely recommend, if you're looking for an RV park to stay at, that you stay at Hassler's just so you can see the lights at night. It's really cool. It's totally worth it. I think in the normal season, it's like maybe $30, something like that a night. So you can stay there just for one night pretty cheaply. For me, being able to stay there for a week, we actually ended up staying an extra night. So I think we were there for 8 nights. And it worked out really, really great as far as getting my vehicle repaired, which I'll tell you about that. I'll tell you about where I got it repaired. Because if you're in Quartzsite and you need RV repairs or trailer repairs or car repairs or truck repairs, then I know a spot where you should go because you get a really good deal. But anyways, I'll cover that in another video. But staying at Hassler's was perfect for us. It felt really, really safe. There's still, you know, some things going on. So there's a little bit of entertainment things, you know, people coming and going that you can kind of, you know, you kind of see happening around there. But it was really peaceful. It was super quiet at night. And like I was saying, it was just really, really inexpensive. The people that I talked to, you know, that I had to pay at the little office there, the office isn't always open. So you have to call a phone number and then someone will kind of meet you at the office. But as long as you're patient, you're not in a hurry, then they're not in a hurry either. They're very casual, very chill, very easy and friendly. And I thought that was just really, really awesome. For someone like me who's so used to boondocking, to come into an RV park and have a really, really comfortable, safe, quiet experience. And besides that, it just is amazing. Like the sculptures are really, really neat. They may not be around for much longer because like I'm saying, they're kind of there were a couple that were kind of broken, you know, and there's also a lot of like, it's called a mechanical zoo. So there used to be things that would actually move or that would have like water manipulating the different gears and things like that in them. Some of them would actually have motors in them, and none of that stuff works anymore. All you get is the light up effect at night. If you need a place to stay in Quartzsite, an RV park, I definitely recommend it. It's easy to just pull in there and stop at the office. You may have to call the phone number and wait for someone to meet you and pay for a night or two or whatever, and you'll get a really cool spot. They had pull-through spots that were like a few bucks more a night. I stayed in one of the backup spots because I was going to be there for a week, and so I kind of wanted the lowest price possible. They're full hookups, so you get a sewer dump right at your site. You get electric and water all right at your site. And I filter the water with an RV filter, and I didn't have any problems with like weird taste or anything like that. The water was great. The electricity worked really, really well. One little tip might be to take a picture of your meter as soon as you pull in, so you know how much electricity you use. So then when you leave, you'll know exactly how much to pay. When I went there, they forgot to record that, but luckily I did. So it was totally no big deal. In fact, they made a little mistake. They accidentally charged me tax for my week-long rental. And they said that they weren't supposed to charge me tax. So since they accidentally charged me tax, it was like $15 or something like that, that I didn't have to pay for the electric, which worked out really good because I had to leave super early in the morning, which you'll see in the next video. So stick around, hit that subscribe button, and hit that like button right now. Let us know you're watching. Me and the dogs like to know you're watching. And I'll see you in the next video, and you'll see where we end up. We got up super early, and we did get into some trouble. We did get into some trouble. So that's kind of, it's kind of funny.